back in the last century, the early part of the last century. A lot of guys was playing, thumb and finger style guitar, and one of them, the sort of leader of the group, his name was Kennedy Jones. His mother had played parlor style guitar, sort of a classical form of playing, and she had learned that back in the late 1800s. And so Kennedy picked up his playing from her, but he began to play the blues and rags and the popular tunes of that era. And when he was about 19 years old in 1919, he played a dance. And of course, he was playing with, thumb and all, and we were playing on acoustic instruments, trying to play loud enough for people to hear him and all, and he made a blister on his thumb. And so the next day he went into, it was a music store in Central City. At that time, the Hawaiian guitar was making a big fad across this country and all, it was becoming popular where people played with the bar and played with picks and a thumb pick. And Kennedy saw the thumb pick and he said, buddy, I'm going to try one of those on the guitar. And the guy said, oh no, said they're for Hawaiian guitar. He said, that's all right, I won't hurt it, I think I can use it. So Kennedy tried it, and he bought all the thumb picks the guy had. He went back and shared them with some of his followers and all. And so that's sort of how we got thumb picking coming out of Muhlenberg County. The first fellow I was around, of course my dad played chords and all, and I learned to play rhythm behind him playing the fiddle and all. And that, he was a big influence. There's another fellow that played fiddle named Hurstel Flea, and I played with him a lot. He told me, Eddie, he said, you should get you a thumb pick and play with a thumb pick. Well, I didn't pay a lot of attention until I saw a fellow at Nortonville named Don Grace playing. He played Chet Atkins style. And I actually took some lessons from him when I was about 11 years old. He taught me to read a little music and stuff. But he played with thumb pick and played Chet, and I thought, that's what I want with thumb pick. I don't want, and I never have had a straight pick since then. Flat picking and single string, they're playing, and usually you have a rhythm player to accompany you. I mean, there's great, jazz players and all that play things like that. But thumb picking, we're usually playing out of a chord, and our thumb most of the time is carrying the rhythm and the bass. Sometimes we have the melody in the thumb, and usually our melody's in the finger. And opposed, to which would sound better if it was accompanied. So we can accompany ourselves. That's the whole concept of it. You could accompany yourself. You play your own rhythm and bass. Sounds like more than one guitar. Well, this was my official folklife apprentice, Mr. Tim Wiles from Madisonville, Kentucky, who is, by this time, has made quite a good thumb picker. He actually judges our big international thumb picking contest every year, and he knows what's going on nowadays.
What little I knew about thumb picking, I was reading off what they call tablature, sort of a number system. And I told Eddie, I said, I can't do it, Beer, because that's what he did it by. And he said, you're fixing to start. And it was a baptism by fire, as they say. And he told me, he said, you're putting it up. And so he worked with me on my thumb. That was the first thing he did, was the thumb, because that was the impression I had of Eddie when I first heard him is he did it by feel. I don't think you can have somebody read music and play the way somebody like Eddie plays. It comes from the heart. So he worked with me on that, and he worked with me on the chords that he told me, he said, Tim, if you can learn 3 chords, you've got the basis of it. And so that's what we started off on, was 3 chords and a tune called 9 Pound Hammer. I would still be at that book, trying to read that tablature, trying to figure out the notes.
He's come to the stage now, I'll jump in on him, that, you know, for a long time, you know, he wanted to show me this, show me this, show me this. He's figured things out now, you know, coming up with his own, you know, he's making it Tim Wiles' music.